President Biden finally went to the border to address the border crisis and made a great speech about climate change. I'm serious. Climate change. President Biden just went to the border and he did something that was really weird. And it was promoted as a border visit to look at what's going on with the disaster caused by him on the border that has let in millions of people since he decided to open the borders. Everybody expected a policy presentation by Biden, but what he did was, this is really, really weird. He went to the border and decided that what he wanted to talk about was climate change. And everybody was listening with their mouths open like, what the heck? Where's your new border policy? Let me show you his speech. And it's all the Border Patrol standing behind him at the border.
I've flown over a lot of these wildfires since I've been president. Matter of fact, I've been a helicopter in the west and the southwest and northwest, flown over more land burned to the ground, all the vegetation gone, than the entire state of Maryland in square footage. The idea there's no such thing as climate change, I love that, man. I love some of my Neanderthal friends who still think there's no climate change. Well, my administration is going to keep building on the progress we've made fighting climate crisis, and we're going to keep help folks rebuild themselves in the wake of these disasters. And we rebuild to the standards that are the up-to-date standards and building codes and the rest.
I hope you listen carefully for his new border policy, you Neanderthal.
maybe he's.
Let me just let you know, I'm proud to be a caveman with you, because when someone goes to the border to address the border crisis and make a speech about the border, and what comes out of his mouth is, "You and I are Neanderthals for not believing in climate change."
Yeah.
And you saw the Border Patrol like this.
Yeah.
They didn't know
what does it have to do with anything?
Are we supposed to say anything? Should we nod? Should we walk away? This is really stupid.
Yeah, maybe he was doing that for his $8 million book deal. Let me say this really quick, Barry, because Judith left this comment. I was reading this. We're having some technical issues there. Judith says, "OT, the Lord had His people annihilate their enemies. Israel is being too kind to Hamas." That's such a true statement. And they keep saying, "Oh my goodness, they're going into Gaza," but they're being too kind. They're still dropping leaflets and everything else, and hey, get out, because there are women and children that are being put in harm's way, but that's because of Hamas. That's not because of Israel, and I wish they would get that right. So, and then she also says, "Annihilate Hamas and take their spoils." I don't even think they have any spoils.
Well, what's interesting, and people don't know this, there are parts of the Gaza Strip before October 7th that were spectacularly luxurious and looked like Beverly Hills. I've seen it. I mean, mansions and swimming pools and oceanfront hotels and supermarkets and shopping centers. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
The government they elected, the government they supported, the government that, according to all the polls, are supported by about 80% of the people in Gaza, brought this on themselves, the same as Nazi Germany, the same as Imperial Japan. You start a war by massacring people, there are consequences. Chuck Schumer.
He doesn't care.
But he's a lifelong friend of Israel.
And you know what? You remember I was telling you before, Barry, when he stood out on the DC on that microphone, and I said it then, not to be tooting my horn here. He's lying. He's only doing it because because he wants support. He wants the Jewish community to support him, pour money into him. That's the only reason why he's doing that. I said he's lying, and here it is. Here's the proof.